Was around 2 a.m. on a freezing December night. The cold was unbearable, and a thick blanket of fog had swallowed everything in sight. I was riding my bike back home on an empty road, no cars, no people, just silence and the faint hum of my engine. As I approached an old bridge, I noticed something strange ahead. There was a man, standing right in the middle of the road. He wasn't moving. I slowed down and honked once, then twice. No reaction. The fog was so dense I couldn't see his face clearly, but something about the way he stood there felt wrong. I felt a mix of irritation and unease. I reduced my speed and slowly moved closer. As I got near, he slowly turned his head toward me. My heart stopped. His eyes, they were completely white, no pupils, no life. I slammed the brakes. For a second, I couldn't even breathe. Then, he started walking toward me. But the way he moved, it wasn't normal. It looked like his feet weren't even touching the ground. Panic hit me instantly. I tried to reverse my bike. But suddenly, the engine died. Now he was just a few steps away. And then, he spoke, in a voice that didn't sound human at all. "Why did you come back?" My mind went blank. I had never been on this road before. So what did he mean? Suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder. Cold, heavy. I turned around immediately. No one was there. When I looked back in front of me, the man was gone. Only fog remained. And on the wet road, there were strange drag marks, as if something had been pulled away into the darkness. I didn't wait another second. I grabbed the handlebars and desperately tried to start my bike again. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the clutch. Come on, I whispered. The fog around me felt thicker now, heavier, like it was closing in. Then, the bike started. I didn't look back. I just sped forward, my heart pounding so loud it drowned out everything else. But something wasn't right. No matter how far I rode, the bridge didn't end. I should have crossed it in less than a minute, but it had already been 5. 10. Still the same broken railing, the same flickering pole light, repeating again and again. That's when I realized, I wasn't moving forward. I was stuck, trapped in a loop. Panic took over. I stopped the bike and turned around. The fog shifted slightly, and there he was again, standing at the other end of the bridge, waiting. This time, closer than before. My chest tightened. I could feel my breath getting shorter. "No," I muttered. "This isn't real." I quickly pulled out my phone to call someone. No signal. The screen flickered for a second. And then, the camera app opened on its own. Before I could react, it switched to the front camera. For a moment, I saw my own terrified face. But then, something appeared behind me, a figure, standing right over my shoulder. I froze. Slowly, I turned around. Nothing. Empty fog. My heart was racing. I looked back at the phone. The figure was still there. Clearer now. It was him, right behind me. I dropped the phone instantly. And then I heard it again, right next to my ear. "You shouldn't have left." I jumped onto my bike and rode blindly into the fog, not caring where I was going. I just needed to get out. Suddenly, a bright light flashed in front of me. A loud horn, and everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I was lying on the side of a completely different road. Morning sunlight, clear sky, no fog. A few people stood around me, asking if I was okay. They said I had crashed my bike near a turn, miles away from any bridge. I tried to explain what happened, but they just looked at me like I was crazy. Then one old man stepped forward. His face turned pale when he heard my story, and he said something I'll never forget. "That bridge disappeared years ago." My blood ran cold. I asked him what he meant. He hesitated, then said, "People say, on foggy nights, it comes back." I couldn't stop thinking about what the old man said. That bridge disappeared years ago. For days, I tried to convince myself it was just an accident, a hallucination caused by stress, lack of sleep, anything that made sense. But deep down, I knew what I saw was real. A week later, I went back. I don't know why. Maybe I needed answers, or maybe something was pulling me there. This time, it was early evening. No fog, no fear, at least, that's what I told myself. I reached the same road where people said I had crashed. There was no bridge, just an empty stretch, broken ground, and dried mud. Like nothing had ever been built there. I walked around for a few minutes, feeling stupid for coming back. Then I noticed something. Marks on the ground. Long, deep, drag marks. Exactly like the ones I saw that night. My chest tightened. "They're still here," I whispered. Suddenly, a cold breeze passed through me. The temperature dropped instantly, and then, the fog started rolling in. Out of nowhere, thick, heavy, silent, my heart began to race again. No, not again. Within seconds, I could barely see a few feet ahead. And then, I heard footsteps, slow, dragging, coming from inside the fog. I turned toward the sound, my entire body frozen. And there he was, the same man, standing in front of me, closer than ever before. This time, I could see his face clearly. It wasn't just his eyes. His entire face looked lifeless, pale, almost decayed, like he had been dead for a long time. I tried to run, but I couldn't move. My legs felt locked in place. Then he raised his hand and pointed behind me. With shaking breath, I slowly turned around. Through the fog, I saw it, the bridge. It was back, old, broken, covered in mist, like it had never disappeared. A low whisper filled the air. Not just one voice, but many, all around me. Come back, stay, don't leave. Tears filled my eyes. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. When I turned back, the man was right in front of me, only inches away. He leaned closer and whispered, "You were never supposed to escape." Everything went black. I woke up in my bed the next morning, sweating, shaking, breathless, sunlight through the window. Everything felt normal, too normal. I sat up, trying to calm myself. It was just a dream, I said out loud. But then, I noticed something. Mud, wet, dark mud, on my shoes, the same kind from that road. My hands started trembling. Slowly, I looked up at the mirror across the room, and my heart stopped. For a split second, I wasn't alone. Standing right behind me was the man, smiling, with those empty white eyes. Then he disappeared, and ever since that day, every time the fog rolls in, I hear the same voice, right behind me. After that night, things didn't go back to normal. At first, it was just the fog. Every time it appeared, no matter where I was, I felt it. That same cold, that same heaviness. And then, the whispers started. Soft at first, barely noticeable, but each day, they grew louder. Closer. Come back. Finish it. I stopped going out at night. I avoided empty roads. I even moved to a different area. But it didn't matter. The fog followed me. One night, I woke up suddenly. My room was freezing, my breath visible in the air. And then I saw it. Fog, slowly creeping in through the gap under my door. My heart dropped. No, no, this can't be happening. The whispers filled the room instantly. Louder than ever, angrier. You left. You don't belong here. The door creaked open on its own. And beyond it, there was no hallway, no house, just fog. Endless, thick, suffocating fog. And in the distance, the bridge, waiting. I stumbled back, shaking my head. This isn't real, this isn't real. But deep down, I knew it was. I didn't walk toward it. I was pulled, step by step, my body moving on its own, until I was standing on that bridge again. The same broken railings, the same flickering light, the same silence. Except this time, I wasn't alone. Figures stood along the sides of the bridge. Dozens of them, still, silent, watching me, their faces hidden in the fog. I tried not to look, but I could feel their eyes on me. Then, he appeared, right in front of me, closer than ever before. No distance left between us. His white eyes locked onto mine. And this time, I understood. This wasn't just a haunting. This was a trap, and I was part of it now. You came back, he said calmly. I shook my head, tears running down my face. I didn't choose this. He tilted his head slightly, and then said something that shattered everything. None of us did. The figures around the bridge slowly lifted their heads. One by one, their faces became visible, empty, broken. Just like his, just like mine. My breath stopped. I turned toward the broken railing, and saw it, down below, a wrecked bike, my bike, rusty, old, like it had been there for years. And beside it, a body, lying still, unmoving, wearing the same clothes I had on that night. My vision blurred. No, that's not possible. But I knew the truth. I never escaped that night. I never made it home. I died on that bridge. And now, I was just another voice in the fog. Another shadow waiting in the mist. Another warning that no one would believe. The man stepped closer and whispered one last time. Now, you stay. And if you ever find yourself driving through thick fog late at night, and you see someone standing in the middle of the road, don't stop, don't look, and whatever you do, don't go back. At first, I thought I was still alive. That somehow, I made it out. But standing on that bridge, surrounded by those silent figures, I finally understood the truth. I never escaped. That night, when the bright light hit me, when everything went black, that was the end. Everything after that wasn't real. It was just the fog, slowly pulling me back. I looked down from the broken railing one last time. My bike was there, crushed, old, forgotten, and beside it, my body, lifeless, cold, gone. Tears filled my eyes, but I couldn't even feel them fall. The man stepped beside me. This time, I didn't feel fear, only emptiness. "You understand now," he said. I didn't reply, because there was nothing left to say. The whispers around me faded. The fog grew heavier, and the bridge started disappearing again, piece by piece, like it never existed, like I never existed. My thoughts began to fade, my memories slipping away, my name, my life, everything, until there was nothing left except silence. They say on foggy nights, some roads don't lead home, some bridges don't exist, and some people were never meant to return.